Okay, this video is going to be how to add a new job into encircle, as well as add the hydro report and fill out the hydro report correctly. So your first step would be to go up in the upper right hand corner. This is on a cell phone. It may look different on a tablet, but you always want to go add claim. So in the orange box up in the top right hand corner, you add a claim. It's your first step. And then you're going to follow all these instructions here. Carrier identification number is the claim number usually. Contractor identification number. I don't think they need that, or the assignment, unless it's a program job. So we'll fill this out just general. Okay, address. This is just going to be a quick one. So date of loss is important. So you want to make sure you're doing this the same day the flood happened, because otherwise it'll mess your equipment all up. Policy holder name. Email, phone number, additional details, insurance company if you have it. Not really the broker agent, or adjuster is good. Policy number, type of loss you have to fill in, or it'll self-populate. So when you click on that, we're just going to do a basic water one right now. But if it was category 3, you would see on here, sewage, yeah. So water, cat code, cat 2, claim summary. Okay, don't worry about the financials. None of that will be done. So to add a claim, this is your very first list. You want to follow the room template's always default. Fill out the claim number, carrier identification number, address. Any of this stuff you can fill out, the more the better, except for the financials. And then you're going to save it here at the bottom. You save it. And now your first step is going to be to start a hydro water job. So you're going to go down the middle of the screen and click on the hydro start water job. So I clicked on that. Let me show you where it's at again. I don't have a cursor on this phone. So it's right in the middle. It says hydro start water job. That's your very first step. So your very first step is here. This you have to do after you've moisture mapped the place and took moisture readings, but before you set up equipment. You're going to need to take DHU readings, but this is going to tell you how much equipment to put, so you're not setting just a bunch of stuff at random places. So to do this correctly, you have to go in the top left box and hit start here. This is where you start the input. So you're going to hit start here. Okay, now you have to just go through sequence in order of these questions. You have to answer them all. Otherwise it won't do the encircle right. So let me go back one more time. Your top left corner is start here. Click that. Your first question is source of loss and category water. You want to explain in detail, but as of right now, I'm just getting through this training video, so I'm going to go faster. Category 2, because it's been sitting for a couple days. Now, if there's any mold present or asbestos you think, click on this box present on site down here. But there's not. That's just if it's asbestos or cat 3. Hazardous materials complete. You want to make sure you got that complete. So your source of loss and category is set up. Drying chamber, we're just going to do one room here, a 10 by 10 kitchen. So to add this, you're going to go, number 2 step is drying chamber. Click on that. This bottom middle of the screen on the orange add, hit add. And then it's going to pop down for all your rooms. So you'll do this for every room. This is a kitchen. So it is affected. And I'm going to, this is a chamber, a drying chamber. And there's another room inside of it that's unaffected, because it always wants an unaffected reading. So if you only have one room in a chamber, always add an unaffected area to give an unaffected reading. So you're going to add another room. Let's just say it's the hallway. And then it's unaffected. You see how I did that? Now you have an affected area and then an unaffected to get the balance. So once you're done with that, or however many rooms you have to add, you hit done. There. Now you have your first drying chamber. So a drying chamber will be like a garage will be its own drying chamber. Upstairs is usually its own. Downstairs is usually its own. Not too many more chambers than one per floor unless there's a lot of obstacles. So I'm going to name it. There we go. So that's the first one. And I go, once that's all done, I know the kitchen's affected. The hallway is not. Complete the task. Okay. And now you're just going to go down the list here and you're going to go to number 3. This is really important. Your exterior readings. We're just going to go down the list pretty fast. I'm just showing you how this works. Your unaffected area reading. This is going to be your... This is why you want to get all your readings first. Okay, and then your dry standard. This is really important because this is how the equipment, this is number 5 we're looking at. The dry, I'll put it at the top of the screen. This is how your equipment is factored in off of what you're trying to dry. So we're going to click on this, number 5. And then here are all your materials that you can click that are affected. So I always start from the outside and work my way in. Unfortunately, this system does not have cabinets, so you have to use plywood in lieu of cabinets. So your first thing is going to be wet. You can either put the hardwood. I'm going to also say it has hardwood floor and it's on a subfloor. So I usually start with the floor, the hardwood. So you just click on dry standard. I'm going right back to the beginning. Dry standard. And then your material. I try to go in order so you don't mess it up. Hardwood. Now, always choose the meter you're using. This is how you set your drying goal. So hardwood floor, let's say 12%. That's our drying goal. Okay? That's how you set your goals for everything. So you're going to save that. And you're just going to go right down the list. So you're going to add more. Add another. Underneath the hardwood is going to be your subfloor. I always add in the subfloor if the floor is like more than, let's say, 25% affected. And let's say we're also going to do 12% for the wood subflooring. So that way you know you're drying 2 things already. Because once you get the floor up, you have to dry the subfloor. I just put it in up front. So you're going to add another reading, and this is going to be for the cabinets in the kitchen. Now there's no cabinets, so you have to use plywood. You're going to set it at 12% as well. You're going to make a note that this is for the cabinets or vanity. It's for any kind of wood that doesn't have its line on here. So complete tasks. Add another reading. Behind the cabinets, you're going to have drywall. So your drywall needs to be at, let's say, 12% at all. They're just going to keep it. Whatever you set your drying standard to be out there, you have to do it for that. And then you're going to add another because under the drywall is going to be the sill plate. Now, I don't put the sill plate if it's only like a 1x1 wet area, but if it's anything over 3 feet long, I always add the sill plate as a moisture point. So complete task. Now, you should have all your readings in here. You have your dry